It's the Cool Kids Club. You've been invited to the Cool Kids Club. It's so exciting, yeah. Justin likes monsters, yeah. And Amy likes words in the Cool Kids Club. Cool Kids Club.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Cool Kids Club podcast. And we are here with a very special episode today. I am one of your hosts and one of America's favorite siblings, Amy. And who might you be?
I'm Justin, and you've got me excited already. A very special episode. Is this where like I start smoking and you have to like
You start taking caffeine pills?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
or
not
like an adult gets inappropriate with me.
Yeah, you get offered a weed cigarette at a dance. A jazz cigarette.
A jazz cigarette at a sock hop?
At a sock hop, yeah. Oh no, and then go to commercial break. No, not that kind of special. This is the first of its kind, really, of this type of it. This is our Semiquincentennial We Used to Be a Country special to celebrate the 250th birthday of our country, which is up in flames. And instead of talking about what's currently happening, we're going back in our Wayback Machine as we do.
That's our whole gimmick.
Thing.
That's what we do is don't talk about now.
No.
Talk about then.
Yeah. And so the then that we're going to talk about in this episode is none other than the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta,
and
Georgia.
Our last episode that we did was Twister. And
It was.
That also was out. This was the summer of 1996. I feel like makes a good kind of double feature with the last episode.
Yeah.
Because it was true. Twister, it was Independence Day, it was the Olympics. It was the Macarena. That summer.
That is the version of America that I'm celebrating.
That was like our generation's Woodstock summer, like the summer of love.
It was. 96 was very patriotic. We were right in the middle of the Clinton administration, too young to know.
Riding high,
man.
And this event is a great little look, kind of a snapshot of the culture at the time, and is marred by tragedy.
Much
that
like most things
would foreshadow things to come.
I mean, you're not wrong there. Yeah. Like most things in America, there was a tragic...
It was foreshadowing tragedy.
Yes, there was violence. But before we get into that, as that is only one part of this incredible thing that happened, this was the biggest fucking deal. And I feel like we might see some of that in 28 because the Olympics are coming back to Los Angeles, Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're maybe about to see that in the next coming years. But this was the first U.S. Olympics in our lifetime, right?
Yeah. Yes. The last one had been the LA Olympics in 84.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the first U.S. Olympics in both our lifetimes, and so yeah, it was just absolutely everywhere. I know we kind of say it on the podcast when we're talking about a specific topic of like you just had to like it was inescapable. Yeah. This was inescapable.
This was. I mean,
if
you think that
picked up
Olympics...
a newspaper, if you turned on the TV, if you listened to people talking, if you went out to eat, it was everywhere.
It's kind of
Atlanta. What a weird choice.
That is a weird choice. Now, this was the Centennial Olympics. This was 100 years after it started in Athens.
It was a what did you call it?
Now, we're in the Semiquincentennial, which is the 250th.
Semiquincentennial. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this was the Centennial. Now, why didn't they go back to Athens? They figured it starts with an A and a T.
Right, so this is the 100th anniversary. In case you didn't know what centennial meant. The 100th anniversary of the modern Olympics in Athens. It does feel like they should have like just gone back. But Atlanta.
I feel like they
Interesting
were
choice.
scrolling on a list and they clicked the wrong one because it also began with an A and a T.
They were like, oh no take backs.
No take backs. We got it now.
Atlanta, Athens, both AT.
Athens.
They were right next to each other.
You know they were. I know. That's what I think.
We figured it out,
yeah.
but it worked out well for
us.
Atlanta.
Yeah, good for us. We are only about 4.5, 5 hours from Atlanta, and this was actually our first summer living in Tennessee. So it was extra exciting because, like, it felt close. It is close. I mean,
yeah,
you know, like when they're in Los
we
Angeles,
could have gone if we
years,
hadn't have
like,
been
that's
like
on the other side of the
scrounging
country.
dirt poor at the time.
Right. Because back then it was probably $25 to go to the Olympics. Now it's $2,500.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was a big deal just because it was the centennial. And then it was a big deal because it was the first time it was coming back in the U.S. for 12 years.
And Atlanta, especially at the time, Atlanta now has a... I feel like they were still a city that were kind of finding their identity.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say,
they were
they
a
were
big,
not...
booming kind of metropolis that was still sort of in its growing years of finding itself. I would compare it maybe to like Charlotte today.
Yeah. Yes.
It'd be like it's a big city.
Yeah.
But
like,
it's
what is
like,
it known for, really? Like,
but it's on its way up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean...
Now when I think of Atlanta, I think of Coca-Cola. And I think of the Olympics.
And I think of the the busiest airport in the world.
I think of the horrible traffic and the airport. And I think about Outcast. So it's not all bad.
I think about the heat and the humidity.
That's just an evergreen statement for you.
Yeah.
You're always on about the heat.
But it is
it's
particularly
a very hot city.
They call it Hotlanta.
It was a hot summer in the ATL in 96.
It's a hot everything in the ATL. Yeah. So this was a big fucking deal. You said a little bit about, like, you set the scene a little about what summer of 96 felt like. We got Twister out. We got Independence Day. What else is, like, popular?
I mean, I'll tell you. Well, this was like the Macarena summer.
Oh, God.
And I'll tell you, for me personally,
Macarena
I mean,
place.
summer of 96, we're talking about the NWO. I mean, how could you not?
We can't have a summer episode without wrestling being mentioned.
It's like one of the best things ever.
I mean,
yeah.
You
ask what I was doing. What was I doing in 96?
Yeah.
I was watching the NWO, and I was watching like within like 2 weeks of each other. It's the NWO forms and Hogan turns, and then on the other channel, the first Austin 316
turning
promo.
into a wrestling episode.
It's a good time to be alive. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Olympics anymore. Let's talk about
all right, let's
wrestling in
recenter it.
96.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
damn it. I don't need notes. I could just do it.
Okay. Let's come back. Let's come back to center. Are you ready?
And go.
All right. So now this was not the start of NBC's coverage of the Olympics, right? They'd been covering it already, I think.
Yeah, no,
And
I don't think that was anything new, but the coverage felt huge.
Oh my god.
It was, and it was constant. It was like one of those, like,
that may have been like the first time, at least in the US, where it was constant coverage like that. I don't know.
I'm not totally sure, but I do remember it like being on all day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like like the coverage never ended.
No, never.
Whether there was anything really going on or not.
No, it's like let's recap the day.
Which is why, there was stuff going on, like, not to bring it down, but like when the bombing happens, like early in the morning, there's still stuff going on and there's coverage happening when it goes off.
Yeah. And this is about the time where like the 24-hour news cycle, 24-hour news channels, were becoming more.
Yeah, well, we had
staple.
CNN for quite a while at this time, but like Fox News had entered the game and kind of headline news.
So it makes sense.
NBC.
And someone who I associate specifically with the Olympics, Mr. Bob Costas.
Yeah,
and
I associate him outside of. I associate him first with Pootie Tang. And then I associate him with the Olympics. Yeah.
When I think of Bob Costas, I think of that one Olympics that he had terrible pink eye. And he had to do... Do you remember that? It was like the 20... Oh, God. It was sometime in the 2000s.
He went on TV with pink eye?
Justin, he had horrible pink eye. And it was like And he had to, he went on and he was commentating.
Could he not just put on sunglasses or something?
And it was like each day
Like
you'd
stick
see,
him
get
out
worse and then start to get better.
No, was he going on set and infecting everyone? Was he a super spreader?
I don't just what? I
Were
don't know.
all the athletes getting pink eye because of Bob?
Well, they were getting pink eye.
Well, they were getting pink eye
in
for
that
other reasons,
Olympic
yeah.
Village. Everybody's getting. That was not all they were getting in the Olympic. God, the Olympic Village.
Oh.
They fuck in the Olympic Village. That whole they just give them bowls.
It is kind of a
condoms.
Caligula situation
It's
from whatever.
real. All these hot bodies. You get like these 15-year-old gymnasts in there, and you know they got to be staying like in a hotel somewhere else. They can't be in that fucking Olympic Village. No. And we're going to talk about the gymnasts because the gymnasts, for me, I mean, the 1996 women's gymnastic team. We're going to get there.
Yeah, you're
But
getting
I'm
way
just
ahead.
telling
You're
you
getting ahead of us. I
that-
know you're telling me that we're going to talk about it. I made the podcast. I know what we're going to talk about.
Oh, you made the podcast?
That's
You
right.
made the whole thing? Couldn't do this without me. Okay, moving on. Who lit the Olympic flame for this particular ceremony?
It was kind of a tearjerker. It was Muhammad Ali, if you'll remember, with visible, Parkinson's. And it was just kind of like, it was like one of the most famous sports moments, I feel like, of the decade.
Yeah.
He didn't look great, but it was a great moment.
Yeah.
Now, more than even Muhammad Ali, I remember Izzy, the mascot, because now Izzy deserves
pulled
his
up a
own
photo of
special
Izzy.
conversation.
What was
What
he?
what would you say Izzy is?
Izzy, maybe that's why they called him Izzy. Because when they brought him up, everybody was just going, Izzy,
Yeah,
this? Izzy, that? And they
that
thought,
is why.
Are you serious?
The original name was High Res,
Oh my god.
but they changed it to Izzy. He was debuted at the end of the Barcelona Olympics
Barcelona?
and was immediately just a giant international joke.
Why? What is he?
He's an amorphous blob.
Yeah.
He's blue. He is whatever you want him to be. I
You
think.
just
He's kind of like a big blue slug. Now, normally a mascot is like for the city is some kind of like an animal or some kind of anthropomorphic object or something.
Yeah.
This is I was reading that the guy who was in charge of all this of putting the Olympics together. No, he chose this because it was the only one of the submissions that was made with CGI. And he was like, that's the future, and that's why I'm choosing it.
Oh my god.
And
this is,
so he isn't anything. He's kind of a slug. He's kind of a big blue jelly bean. He can like morph into other shapes, into like he can have a screen when he needs to show you something, I guess.
Oh. I feel like the eyeballs and the little like lightning bug is giving Louis the lightning bug, but only on top.
He is kind of a Louis-esque.
Gotta play it safe around electricity.
I personally think he looks like a big blob of toothpaste.
With legs and arms, yeah, he does.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's giving Crest Sparkle motion, but like... or Sparkle Mania.
Sparkle Mania.
Oh, I hear
We're all over the place.
Listen, guys, this episode's late. If you're still listening to this pod, you like us enough to overlook whatever we're doing here today. Yeah, I don't know what he was, but he was a laughingstock. That's what he was.
He was, and poor Izzy. I mean, he didn't ask for this.
He didn't ask to be born.
No, he's like Frankenstein.
He is.
He didn't ask for any of this.
But he's just
trying
going to kill
exist.
people. He can't help it.
He will.
Like
now,
Frankenstein.
do you remember the little plushes they had? I remember people having the plushes.
Yeah.
I have a picture in here, the little plush toys. They were everywhere. And they had all different kinds of them, right? Because, his nature's kind of amorphous blob.
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting choice for an Olympic mascot.
For the 100th Olympics.
I read the idea was that he could be anything, which is,
like
representative
future
of Atlanta. Because that's the thing, the mascot's supposed to tie into the location, right? It's supposed to be...
We don't know what we are yet. We could be anything.
We could be anything. And I'm like, that's a nice idea, but...
I mean,
like,
how do you...
in the real world,
a concept.
I don't... It's better as a concept than it is a big fucking mascot.
And you know what they decided to be? Hot. Atlanta was like, we can be anything, and they chose hot. They chose hot. Oppressively hot. But you've talked a little about merch with the Izzy plushes, Justin. You talk about
again inescapable
everywhere. It's like Goosebumps, but bigger.
It was even bigger.
Goosebumps merch
for the, which I like that's our standard bearer.
Yes.
For Merch Mania is Goosebumps.
Oh, I tell you what.
I would say for the
probably they didn't put Goosebumps on.
For the 6 months at least leading up to this Olympics, this was way bigger. They had
like a big McDonald's tie-in, which
of course
I
fucking
love.
always had a McDonald's tie-in.
I fucking love a McDonald's tie-in.
You really, really do.
I love McDonald's.
Cokes, a lot of McDonald's and a lot of McDonald's promotional stuff. Coke cans. They had the cups, the cans, the bottles,
all kinds of drinking vessels.
They had anything. If you could drink out of it, there was an Olympic version of it.
Jars. No.
Big mason jars with 3 X's on them.
Teacups. Okay.
They had the pull to play game. Do you remember at McDonald's there was like the Monopoly
type thing? But
and it was like when the USA wins, you win, and it was like you pulled the thing.
Oh,
and then you'd win
I hope they bring that back for the LA Olympics.
Maybe. Now, I remember this was like the era of the Arch Deluxe. So I remember Arch Deluxe and the Olympics being like the big promotional thing. Now they did have, of course, we've talked about whimsical vessels, and McDonald's certainly did have 96 Olympic whimsical vessels. Yes. They're not as great, if I'm being honest, as the 92 ones, which I think are iconic.
Yeah,
particularly the Dream Team ones.
Yeah.
They're just okay.
Yeah. But
you sound so sad.
I know. I'm looking at them. They're fine.
Now,
and I'm
McDonald's
looking at the
also had the
ones.
pins. Do you remember how the pins? That was another thing. Like kind of how at Disney you have pin,
with pin collectors and trading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
So everywhere had these Olympic pins, and McDonald's had a set.
I feel like and I'm not going to get too in the weeds about it, but clearly our country's in turmoil. We're very divided. Okay. But I feel like in 1996, was this not the last time certainly, but I felt like we were all on the same team, and that team was the US Olympic team. And I just remember that feeling of just we were all so excited and the US is always pretty good in the Olympics no matter where they are. We have pretty good contenders, but it being here and our players being good, everybody,
Are you just trying to recapture your feeling of patriotism from the summer of 96?
Yeah, because I haven't had
and
it
be able
since.
to feel it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why we're doing this episode.
Well, we've talked about, the 90s, we do a whole podcast about it because we love it and grew up at that time. But really, socioeconomic, there's always problems, but it was a really relatively stable. It was economically, it was a boom period. The Cold War was over, or seemed to be over, and that there was this whole sense of optimism.
Everything did feel very exciting with all the future of technology, and now we've seen
the computer coming out, and it was it felt like
anything's possible.
Okay, the future is here. It's computers.
Yeah.
And then then into the internet.
It's Izzy. The future is Izzy.
The future is an amorphous blob of toothpaste that is also a computer.
Yeah. You know what they should have had is Clippy. Clippy would have
I don't
been...
think that was that not till Windows 98, maybe?
I think that was Windows 94. I don't know.
You mean 95?
Yes, Windows 95. I don't know. I feel like Clippy would have been great. He gives Clippy energy.
But he's already someone's mascot.
I know.
Are you suggesting that the Atlanta Olympic Committee just rip off?
It could be like
character...
a collaboration with Microsoft. And Clippy could have had like one of those like gold wreath, like crowns, like an old Olympian.
Like Zeus?
Yeah, like old Greek Olympic. Oh, they could have gotten really cute with it. He could have had the torch. I'm just saying.
Well, as far as ideas go, they can't all be good.
Shut up. All right, let's move on here.
Look, let's get to what I know you want to talk about, Amy. And what I want to talk about, the athletes and the moments. And so just talk, we cannot talk about the 96 Olympics without talking about the women's gymnastics.
Yes.
Amy, do your thing.
Oh my
Take us to school.
All right. So, like any young girl or gay in the early 90s, I loved women's gymnastics. I also loved women's ice skating, which was it 92 or 94 was the Nancy Kerrigan 94.
Yeah.
When did they start doing the Olympics every 2 years and flip-flopping? That was then, wasn't it?
I'm not a...
No, you
I'm
are
not
a Google.
historian.
You're my personal Google machine when we do the podcast. Anyway, so we had already had the Nancy Kerrigan, the Tanya Harding, the that whole thing. I was ate up with it. And then here you have the Summer Olympics with this gymnastics team. Now, they're referred to as the Magnificent Seven. You have Shannon Miller, Dominique Mascio, Dominique Dawes, Amanda Borden, Amy Chow, JC Phelps, and one Miss Carrie Strug. She talked like this. She was just really little, and she had like a little.
She is a tiny elfin girl.
She is, and famously, everything kind of like came down to Carrie Strug. The gold came down to Carrie Strug.
Now, I feel like we were watching this live.
No, we were. 100%.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a very vivid memory of like all of us watching this.
And at this point, the U.S. women's gymnastics team had never won gold.
Okay.
So this was a big fucking deal. And Carrie Strug does the vault, which is fucking terrifying. Can we just talk about for a minute? Like, you've got like the different you've got the like the mat routines. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but like and then you've got the uneven bars, scary. The pommel horse, terrifying.
I love the pommel horse.
Terrifying. The men are always particularly great at the pommel horse because they have so much like upper body terrifying. But then the vault, they're just running as fast as they fucking can to be vaulted into the air, do a bunch of fucking twists, and then land. It's the athleticism is incredible. Anyway, Carrie Strug lands wrong on her first vault. And
it should be said, the one before her, one of the Dominiques, right?
Yes. Dominique Mascio.
Fell twice.
Mascio, yeah. Yes.
She fell twice.
Yes.
Doing hers, so it was like
it was
all
very like, yeah, if Carrie Strug doesn't stick this, our chance of gold is done.
And you couldn't have written it better.
No.
She hurts her, she lands weird on the first one and hurts her ankle.
And she's like, I can remember her pulling that foot up and like hopping. You know how they have to do the like all angles. They do their little like they put their arms up, and her like hopping, and then had to do it again. And like stuck it the second time, and like her coach, I can't remember his name, like carry her to the stand when they won gold. You really couldn't have written it better. It was, you were watching Like
you were watching
history.
a real life high drama play out in real time.
Yes, which is what is so
And you were just watching, and it was like everyone was watching it. So it's like we were all like...
Yes, we're all in it together.
Having this experience together.
Well, it's like this, I mean, like right now the World Cup is going on. And so it's that same, like, concept, no matter what team it is that you're rooting for, of like when something when the underdog wins or somebody makes an incredible, goal or something, and you're just like there watching it live, like with a bunch of people or even just by yourself, but it's just like watching that happen live. So that was very much this feeling, like watching, and this is like, that's a very historical moment. It's the first time that they had ever won gold. And now, of course, they have won gold since then, with like Simone Biles' team and everything. But this was like the dream team, the Magnificent Seven.
How dare you call them the dream team? There is an actual kind of dream team.
This is my dream team.
Okay.
So, that's probably the biggest story for me personally. Again, I'm how old? 9 years old during these Olympics. I am like the perfect age to be ate up with like women's gymnastics.
Mm-hmm. It's 1996. You're discovering 90s country music. And
I've got my Shania Twain cassette tape in, and I am watching Carrie Strug. I mean, our mom also loves.
You're watching Carrie Strug, and you're like, that does impress me much.
Also, I just want to interject. It's starting to thunder here, so that may pick up on the microphone. Can't do anything about that, but we're about to get a little storm. It's been storming a lot lately, hasn't it? We've been getting some...
We're just going to take a break to talk about the weather real quick?
Yeah, I like to talk about the weather.
Let me derail the whole thing with let's talk about storms now.
Well, we did just do a Twister episode. All right, Justin, I'm done talking about the gymnastics for now. Do you want to move on to some other things here?
Well, a couple things pop to mind for me when I think of the big moments and stuff from the '96 Olympics. Really, the women's gymnastics is the first thing I think of. I think of Carrie Strug being carried up to the medal stand.
I'm gonna have to watch some clips after this.
But other than that, I think of Michael Johnson's gold shoes, the Nikes.
Oh yeah.
And I remember they had Nike wasn't even a sponsor of the Olympics, and they ran this I'm not a rogue advertise. They basically had a big Olympic advertising campaign all over Atlanta, even though they weren't even a sponsor.
That's so funny.
And the gold shoes I remember being a thing that everyone thought was so cool.
Yeah, those are really
and you had the whole Michael Johnson, Donovan Bailey kind of rivalry of who's actually faster.
Yeah.
I was always a Michael Johnson. I was a Michael Jordan guy.
I was going to say, you're also a Michael Jordan guy.
But I was a Michael Johnson guy in that this was the year that he set the record for the 200 that stood until Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
And of course, I'm going to bring it back to wrestling.
Oh, God.
I'm going to, because, Amy, I'm not going to not mention that this is the Olympics where Kurt Angle won 3 gold medals with a broken freaking neck.
What was he? What was his sport?
Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Greco-Roman wrestling, Olympic wrestling, the original Olympic sport
with the crowns on.
Yeah, with the crowns. Mm-hmm. No, okay. It's an incredible performance. It is. He's one of the best, I think, pure athletes that ever laced up a pair of boots. Oh. So
all right.
You can't mention.
That's incredible.
You win a gold medal with a broken neck.
I can't win a gold medal without a broken neck, so it's impressive.
I can't do anything if my neck was broken. I imagine I'd be like, well, my life's done.
I couldn't win a gold medal in anything now, athletic or otherwise. So it's impressive.
Yeah. So I kind of mentioned the sort of quote unquote dream team.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, they tried to kind of recreate the magic of '92.
Yeah.
92 is the real dream team.
Yeah.
And they do another dream team, and it's an awesome lineup.
Yeah.
For the men's basketball, they try to do it this year. You've got Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Scottie Pippen, Shaq, Reggie Miller, Karl Malone, David Robinson, John Stockton, Grant Hill. And they win the gold, and no one ever really talks about it.
Yeah.
Because when you talk about the Dream Team, you're talking about Jordan and Magic Johnson
and
Larry Bird in 92.
Was Shaq
And
not on that team? The 92 team? No, okay.
No, I don't believe so.
I mean, that's pretty... I mean, I don't even follow basketball, and I know, like, most of those names. Just have heard them. I mean, obviously the bigger ones, but even, like...
That's how you gauge. These are good. These must be good players. I've heard that name before.
I've heard of John Stockton. Like, I have. You know,
No, like, I've had a conversation about John Stockton.
He's a close personal friend of mine. Yeah, it wasn't the 92 Dream Team, that's for sure. But that's kind of sad because, you know, they won gold. Big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal, but
you know, they had just done it. So it's less...
Well, and honestly, like, this was like the Bull... This is like the peak years of the Bulls dynasty, right?
Yeah.
The Chicago Bulls were kind of right in the middle. I think this is the start of their second three-peat.
Yeah.
They did 2 three-peats. And, yeah, when you're talking basketball in 96, it's the Bulls, man.
Yeah.
Like, everything else just seems kind of secondary. Like, if Michael Jordan, you know, isn't doing it, then...
When did Michael Jordan leave basketball?
Well, Mike, you know, that was probably that would have been about this time without pulling it up right in front of me.
Yeah, okay.
Because 96 is also the year Space Jam comes out, I believe.
95 or 96 for sure, yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely prime Space Jam era.
It's right in there. It's right in there.
It's right in that meaty part of the 90s with Space Jam.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember this particular athlete, but this seems like someone I would have been really into, which is Amy. Let me say that again.
Amy. That's your name.
That's...
God damn it. Now, I thought about you, Amy, for a couple reasons with this next person I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Amy Van Dyken.
Oh.
She's got your name.
Yes, she does. She does.
Believe it or not. And
same name.
And I remember her specifically because she had the whole overcoming asthma backstory.
Why don't I remember her? Like,
I don't know.
Because
we gotta really dig in on this when we do our asthma episode eventually.
Yeah, we have a new episode idea, guys, for something that really took over our childhood, and it is my asthma journey.
my personal health journey. So
our last episodes are gonna be asthma and Titanic, and that's what we're gonna go out on in there's 15 years when we're done with this. She was a swimming star too, and you know, they say that swimming is really good for people with asthma, which is how I got into swimming later on. Because as someone with exercise-induced asthma, regular cardio is really, really hard, but something about swimming and the humidity in the room or whatever, it's much easier to do. So she was a breakout swimming star, and I don't remember her, but like, I feel like this was about when like swimming started to get a little more popular, and then obviously with like Michael Phelps became like a huge sport within the Olympics. But yeah, I can't believe I don't remember old Amy Van Dyken.
Yeah,
that's a terrible last name.
Well, it's a pretty good first name though.
It's a solid first name. She could have spelled it
the right way.
You take that up.
Take
that up with Mom.
Take it up with Donna.
Yeah. All right.
Now this was also the debut of women's soccer in the Olympics, which is now huge. Speaking of things that were just sort of, I mean, swimming wasn't arriving on the scene, but is now just one of the main. It was just kind of like
one of those other, but yeah. It was.
But this is women's soccer, especially soccer in general, is a huge deal. This is Mia Hamm. This was the first year the U.S.
This
team
was
with
a
Mia
very
Hamm won the gold
anything
medal.
boys can do, I can do better, like vibe.
Well, you know what we're on the cusp of.
I know.
Girl power, Spice Girls.
Girl power. Girl power.
Girl power.
Girl power. And yeah, this really was a time when it was like, ladies doing it for themselves, and that we've come right back around on that. But it was, we were celebrating. We had women's soccer, fuck yeah, and they were good. They won the fucking gold. Like,
yeah, they did.
The very first, and this, I really feel like this, like, I was just talking with somebody about this the other day, about how, like, when you and I were kids, like, the sport to play as a kid was, like, t-ball, right? T-ball, softball, baseball, whatever. And now you still have that, but soccer is so big with kids, like, little kids. And, like, I do feel like, at least for girls, this was, like, kind of when that started, being, like, such a big thing for kids to get into. It
definitely was. I think it was the first time a lot of American kids, and girls especially, were seeing soccer.
Right, because, I mean, it's more of a year, it's, started in Europe, so it's definitely not... I
don't think it started in Europe. I don't know where it started.
Well... It didn't start here. That's for
I think it was like the Aztecs or something. I don't know.
Kicking like a head around.
Like a head. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Yeah, probably. But I do feel like this was like the beginning of the soccer. I mean, and everybody in this country loves the World Cup. When it comes around, we're all big on the World Cup.
It's very, it's much more popular nowadays than I don't know. For a long time, I was like, I felt like it's never gonna happen here.
Yeah,
like it is in the rest of the world, and it's not.
No, but
like
it's
the rest
a lot
of the world.
bigger than it used
but
to be.
It's certainly caught on in the past, like, 2 decades.
Yeah, there's a lot of
even
US
the last
cities
decade
that have, like, soccer clubs now.
Like, it's definitely really, like, taken off here in a way that I haven't seen. That we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
So,
good on
no, I was just in Philadelphia and the World Cup was going on,
yes.
and unfortunately, not that I could have gotten a ticket, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I was, like, in the window of,
there
like, the
were
whole
no
time
games.
I was there. There were no games. Like, there was a game the day before we got there, and then the last game, like, 2 days after we left.
And
nothing while we were
there. Friend Jamie, who lives in Philadelphia, went to a World Cup game yesterday.
Nice.
Her and her boyfriend had won tickets to go. So they saw France and Paraguay. So very cool.
I'll tell you what, though, it was all over the city, everywhere. You see the fans everywhere, even in the hotel we were staying at, and it was a surprisingly Philly fans have a reputation of their own, and this isn't the traditional Philly fan, like,
this is probably a tourist,
Eagles
but
type of fans, but it was a very positive vibe. Like, there was a lot of, like, I don't know, just a lot of it felt good.
And
plus there was a lot.
Go ahead.
There was the America 250 stuff going on as well, which made it extra crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Philadelphia, like, probably
the
other than DC.
Semiquincentennial.
The Semiquincentennial.
Now, this was also the debut of beach volleyball, which I also think is pretty fun to watch.
I think is pretty fun to watch too, for the little bathing suits.
I just like.
I
just like watching volleyball. I think volleyball is a cool sport to watch.
Volleyball, I always enjoyed playing volleyball.
I did too. I think if I had been, like, a little more athletic, I could have, like, done good at that. But I was like, nah.
But oh well, guess we'll never know.
Not gonna try to. These old 40-year-old bones? No, we're not throwing our.
Oh, now? No. Oh God.
Good God.
The first spike in my hand bones would explode into dust.
I don't know how many little bones are in my wrist, but
my hands would, the first time I touched that volleyball, my hand would be just like basically a sack of blood and bits of bone.
Just
inside. Yeah, just hanging.
Okay, well, on that note,
on that note, let's get serious. So it's kind of impossible to talk about the 96 Olympics without talking about the bombing that happened. I remember the vibe suddenly changing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Which is, maybe this podcast is a good representation of
the vibe did just suddenly change.
Because it was like you woke up the next morning and it was like, wait, what? Something happened? What's going on? And it was like all of a sudden like, whoa. this is weird now. So there was a explosive device left in a backpack in Centennial Park, which was sort of the park that the city of Atlanta had built.
I was going to say it was built for it's beautiful.
It was kind of the central hub, and they had it was like concerts going on all night, and like there was always stuff. So there were basically like tourists hang out there, and I'd say tourists and athletes and volunteers. It was very much like kind of just the common
it's
area
a
for everyone.
huge park. Yeah.
And at about 1:20 in the morning, the bomb went off, and one person got killed immediately. A second person, a cameraman, died of a heart attack while rushing to cover the scene. So that's 2 people. Injured more than 100 others. And then we had this kind of big media scandal come out of it.
Yes, that's kind of what I remember. I mean, obviously what happened is horrible. But it was, I feel like it almost got overshadowed by
basically this man Richard Jewell, who was like a kind of a security guard.
I think
right?
So. Yeah.
Noticed the backpack and kind of figured out something's wrong. And we need to. And he kind of alerted the police and helped start evacuating people. And took action that like everyone agrees saved people's lives. And then it comes out that he's the FBI's primary suspect. And all of a sudden there's this media frenzy about him, and reporters are camped out outside his apartment, and they're like, he can't leave, and people are accusing him of all kinds of stuff. Turns out, of course, he had nothing to do with it.
Because if he did, why the hell would he be trying to usher people away from it?
I don't know. But no, he didn't do it. And I mean, basically, they made a movie about it, which I have not seen.
But I love David Walter Hauser. What is
Paul Walker Hauser?
Paul Walker. David Walter is what I said.
Yes.
Paul Walker.
Yeah. Several wrong names.
I got the Hauser.
Directed by Clint Eastwood, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't either. And Kathy Bates is in it. But so it's like you felt so terrible for this guy who was just doing his.
He just had his life completely derailed, and like people smearing his name, and I mean, we've seen it all kinds. We've seen it all kinds of ways nowadays with the internet of how.
But that wasn't as
people can start piling on and brigading and just like harassing the shit out of somebody. Because of something perceived that they did. It was kind of an early version of that. Where it was like, his name's getting smeared. I mean, they wanted to ruin his life. And it turns out he didn't do anything. Turns out it was a guy named Eric Rudolph. Who was also responsible for a bunch of the abortion clinic bombings that were happening. Right. And I don't know if you recall, Amy, when there was a big manhunt for him.
Sure.
Eventually.
Yeah, once he was able to get
once they tied him to this,
away after
they tied him to this, and I don't know if you remember where they caught him.
Remind me.
They caught him right up the road from us in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Because he was out living in the mountains, like out west of Asheville, like up in the rugged
Kaczynski
out in the mountains, and he had like come into town and was like rummaging through a trash can, and the cops saw him, and that's how they arrested him. This was in like 2003. It was like years later.
Oh my god! They were like, "Wait a fucking minute, you're Eric Rudolph."
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind of it's a bummer of a note to sort of end on, but I feel like you can't talk about the Olympics without talking about this, because it did kind of, it was this moment. Like I said, it was this kind of cultural moment that has this like black mark on it forever.
Yeah.
Because of this thing that happened.
It is sort of good. All of this is a good representation of who we are as a society, which is like, we come, we have all this good stuff and this pride for our country and come together. But then we're also going to try to ruin an innocent man's life, which is,
Well, and this is, I don't know, unless you were maybe, really paying attention to things, how aware people were of the rising trend in right-wing terrorism that was happening. I mean, I think certainly by this point, people were seeing the sort of connections. So you had really high-profile stuff like Waco and Ruby Ridge.
Yes.
Oklahoma City was, I think, just a year before this.
Yes, yeah.
And now this, who turns out to end up being like a kind of a right-wing extremist doing this. And I think is just... It's like that. Again, we're looking like the things that we're experiencing and continue to experience in this country didn't just kind of spring out of nowhere. Like this stuff has been happening for a long time, and it goes back long before this too. So I just think it's an interesting look at, because we talked about like 96. It's like the Cold War is over. The Soviet Union fell. The West won. Everyone, like, the economy is booming.
There were so many
relatively
good things going
peaceful
on, but there's
so many things going on, but there's the seeds of, and just like in 93 we had the World Trade Center bombing, and it's like now we're starting to see the seeds of the things that would become some of the next big challenges that we would face, being Middle Eastern terrorism and right-wing homegrown terrorism.
And it is like, and all these things are always hand in hand, right? You can't have one without the other. There's always going to be great things happening, and there's always going to be terrible fucking things happening. But I do feel like, something like the Olympics, or like we've talked about, like the World Cup happening right now, like there is a sense of community and just coming together that happens with things like this, where even people who maybe don't feel very patriotic can feel very like proud of where they come from, in a sense, maybe if that's just like their town or their state or whatever, and like wanting to root for, like, I don't particularly feel super patriotic nowadays, but I'm very like, I hope the US World Cup team goes far, and like it's exciting to root for them. And like the Olympics have that same, we just had the Winter Olympics back in February, and you have that same sort of thing. And you notice that, like, a lot of times these countries all get along pretty great when they're doing something like this. I don't know. And I think it's important. And I think humanity of it.
Well, I think it drives home the point that a country is not just its government.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
A country is mostly its people, The Russian people aren't the Russian government.
Exactly.
Necessarily. With any country, us, with Israel, with whoever.
Yeah.
So we're all just people.
Yeah.
Not to get corny. I feel like I'm getting corny now.
Well, but it does. And things like this, like the Olympics, and it definitely was then, like in 96, of like coming together to feel that, and like you're wanting these Olympians, these athletes that you had literally never heard of until the Olympics started. You're like, this is the most important thing to me now. I need this person to win. I care about this person,
I didn't know they existed until 2 weeks ago.
But that's the most important thing to me
now.
But
this is the most important thing in my life, and I would die for them.
And I think it does. It brings people together. So even though there are bad things happening, and even though the Summer Olympics did have this kind of black mark on it, because of the bombing, it was also all this other stuff. It was the first gold medal, for the women's gymnastics. It was the first gold medal for women's soccer, the first women's soccer Olympics ever. It was the kind of
sort of dream team.
Yeah, it was all those things. It was those McDonald's cups.
It was the whimsical vessels. It was Izzy.
It was. Yeah.
What Izzy?
I don't know, Justin. I don't know. It was Bob Costas. It was Bob. He didn't have pink eye during this one.
He was the amorphous blob that represented all that we could become, which it turns out is terrorism. And on that note, let's go to some plugs.
I'm leaving that in.
I got you like 3 or 4 good times in this episode.
Man. Guys, we've had to cut out a lot of goofing off for an episode that got very real. There was a lot of laughing that we had to cut. So, Justin, hit us with some plugs here. Let's wrap this shit show up.
Yeah, let's. Hey, if you are on social media, so are we. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads at Cool Kids Club Pod. Also on Facebook, search for us, Cool Kids Club Podcast. Check out our other show, Out of the Loop. We are available That is our spin-off movie podcast we're doing.
We have
new episode,
shows?
2 shows and 2 new episodes as this episode's going up.
Yes.
The same day, go check out the new episode of Out of the Loop, Never Been Kissed.
Yep, Justin's watching Never Been Kissed for the first time.
I am in the loop now.
He's done
so
been kissed
go listen
now.
to us. I've been kissed.
Not
It
by
wasn't
me,
her.
gross.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm glad we had the same reaction.
Don't do that.
Ew.
And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't thank Brian Hey Guys Wakefield, one of my best friends in the whole world, and a hell of a guy, healer of all great and small, and composer of our theme song for both the podcasts.
Yeah. And all of our variants of our theme songs. Really
and hey,
just,
just a tag on, like a little tag before we say bye and stay cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we talked about Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
July 4th holiday is over. It's time for spooky season, right?
Ooh.
Is
telling you
it
right
too
now.
early?
No,
Is it
it's
too early?
not too early. I got the creepy tingles earlier today.
Oh boy! See, it's happening. It's already happening.
Ooh, it's happening.
All right. Well, until then, until then, it's still hot as shit outside.
It's still hot as shit. I'm gonna say our buys as Carrie Strug.
Oh yeah, go right ahead. Hey Carrie, do you wanna take us out today?
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Justin. We worked really hard as a team, and I'm just really proud to be here today. And I would just like for all of you guys, until next time, just stay cool.
This is my girl, Carrie. I'm assuming that's what her coach talked like.